Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Aimi Hanim binti HIZAR and I am from AS 2553B. And the title that have been given to me is Case Study 29, which is Conservation Attitude of Local People in Tanzania and Their Conflict with Wildlife. Despite the effort that has been put into understanding and resolving human-wildlife conflict, there are still no effective solution or set of solution has emerged. The conflict between the expanding human population in Africa countries and its remaining wildlife continues to demand considerable attention from the government, conservationists, academicians, and non-governmental organizations, as well as the affected people. So, where this issue occur? This issue was occur in Africa, which includes 6 protected areas in Tanzania. It was emerged due to the common problem which are human encroachment, unauthorized harvesting of resources, and the conflict between wildlife and local people. Next, why will the conflict happen? One of the most serious type of conflict local people have with protected area involve wildlife. More than 2 over 3 of the local people report problem with wildlife. The most often reported issue are the destruction of crops, the killing of livestock and poultry. Therefore, the conflict between wildlife and local people appears to be strongly moderated by human population density. Who were affected by the conflict? In this conflict, the parties that have been affected are the local people of Africa, particularly those in Tanzania which live at the low human population densities. They appear to be less effective in controlling wildlife because the problematic species tend to be large and capable of causing considerable damage during the short period of time. Local people are probably less effective in controlling wildlife at low human densities because the wildlife control technique employed by the local is generally labor intensive. Due to that things, the local people have less ability to manage wildlife over a large area. The person who were in charge of handling this conflict are the protected area manager and staff by applying 3 general principles. Due to the topic in chapter 7 that I have learned before, the first principle is focus on underlying interests. The interests of both parties must be met by putting up ideas for a dispute settlement that can be accepted by both parties. This would lead to the satisfactory and long-lasting resolution, one in which all parties would feel they had gained something from it. Therefore, it is important to identify the interests of the local people in Tanzania from the very beginning using informal, voluntary and collaborative approach. In this conflict, we can observe that the interest of the local people in Tanzania is to protect their livelihood. The second principle is to involve all the significant affected stakeholders in a fair and respectful process. In this conflict, the stakeholders are the local people of Tanzania. When their interests are involved in making decisions and proposals, it is a good idea to include them as well. Lack of involvement can impact stakeholders in the creation and design the protected area would foster mistrust between the manager of protected area and the local people. The third principle is to understand the power that various stakeholders have and take that into account when trying to resolve a conflict. In this conflict, the power of position is held by the leader of the local and tribal people of Tanzania, while the power of knowledge is held by Tanzania people who they knew and more familiar with the protected area than authorities because they had lived there. Since there are cases of having an extreme difference in power, it is important to understand that the power while trying to resolve the conflict. As this case study has shown, coexistence is both feasible and attainable. Therefore, in order to improve our ability to live in harmony with wildlife in the future, we must re-evaluate our relationship between the local people and wildlife, especially our direct encounter with it. That's all from me. Thank you for watching.